Hi, beautifuls. So I have decided to enter a hat or milliner's competition. I believe they start taking entries April 1 of this year. And it is the Mildred Blunt Milliner competition. The milliner with the golden hands. And this is Mildred Blunt, that beautiful lady right there. She was a hat designer for this agency who used to make hats for movies. And she became a milliner to the stars, Hollywood stars, on and off the set when she made this infamous hat. Um, remember, I believe this is, well, no, that's not even the green hat made out of the drapes. But she did, I believe, most, if not all, the hats. She didn't for Gone with the Wind. She did not get the credit for it at the time because she, the owner of her boss, who she worked for, got all the credit at the time. But he was generous enough to um, let everyone know that it wasn't his work. It was, in fact, the work of the golden hands of Miss Mildred Blunt. So shout out to her boss for giving her credit, right? That's all we want. Sometimes we just want acknowledgement from our boss. And in this case, it really paid off. They show a wedding down here because I believe she did the hats for, I believe this is Madam C.J. Walker's daughter or granddaughter. She did that wedding, and that was quite a popular wedding. So you see them with their headpieces and whatnot. If I go in a little bit closer, um, yeah. So the competition, what they want us to do is they want us to make a hat for modern day, but based off of uh, Hollywood, um, from a Hollywood movie in the 1940s or 1950s. I am partial to Betty Davis during that era. I absolutely love almost all of her movies. There's not really a movie of hers I didn't like. I think Baby Jane might have scared me a little bit, but other than that, she's fierce. Her and Barbara Stanwyck, okay? So I decided to do. Um, Actually, I haven't seen this movie, but when I was Googling Betty Davis and Hollywood movies, there was a hat I was attracted to, and it was from the movie that she was in called Marked Woman. And it was based on her. She worked at a nightclub, and her boss was a mobster who owned the nightclub. She witnessed a murder there at the nightclub, and she refused to testify against her boss, and because she knew his background. Well, her sister ends up dead. She gets mixed up in some sort of racket related to the people that her boss is involved with. And then she decides to testify. And the district attorney in this movie is Humphrey Bogart. So, but yeah, the hat um, is all black with applique on top. It's a pillbox hat, but it's flat. So I basically did a um, I did a hat that just has a little interest, a nice little point there, and actually I think I'm gonna kind of sand this a little bit because you know I mean I could brush it too. Let me see. Should I sand it or should I brush it? What do y'all think? I always try brushing it first. found the sander first. We'll go with that for the sake of time. Yeah. Just smooths it out a little bit. I'm not going to do the top because that's where applique is going to go, and you're really not going to see the texture you'll see at the top will really be the applique. I just want to show you the difference between the sanded side and the not sanded side. And then once we brush it, it'll be even more. Have a brush down there. See how smooth that is compared to that side? Can you see? Okay. Makes a difference. If this is going to be in a competition, you pull out all the stops. It's like entering your dog in a competition. You make sure everything is perfect. Their teeth, their nails. You leave no detail unturned or no stone unturned. I feel like I am shaving sheep right now. This is 100% wool. Okay. I have a lot of shavings here. Now I will add a liner on the inside, but I've already added my label. That's the T for tossed hat. And I've added my little sweatband. It's tiny, but yeah. And I'm just gonna get my brush and brush it real quick. All right, found it. And they were saying in this competition that, you know, if you're one of the, I think, top 10 finalists, you gotta be prepared to ship out this hat so they can take a look at it in person. Okay, so the applique, this came in 2 pieces. What I did was I cut all around it just to make it really look leafy. I like that it glitters. And I'm gonna use invisible string to sew it onto the hat. It's not gonna be on super tight. Yeah, I think stopping it there, coming down a little further. Yeah, we test it longer. Yeah. I'm gonna hold it down a little longer because I know when I sew, it's gonna kind of pull it up a little bit. Yeah. I'm not gonna put it at the perfect point. And then in the back, it's gonna come on around and drape the back. Ooh. Do I need to add a pin to this? I think so. Just to hold it down. There we go. Okay. And now this is where I'm gonna cut in here. Huh. Hate to cut on the beads because there's beads, so I have to cut around the beads. Yeah. Clean cut. There we go. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. I'm kind of tempted to add a little glue, guys. I don't know. What do y'all think? I'm tempted. I'm so tempted. It lays flatter. But you know what? What would Mildred Blunt do? Something tells me she might do both. So it just lays flatter. But yeah, I would do both. You know why? Because there's areas like on the lace part I can't add glue because when that dries you'll see that. But on the dark part I could add glue. I think I'm gonna do both. I'm gonna reinforce it. I'm gonna add glue and then I'm gonna reinforce it with sewing the invisible thread. So we'll basically split the difference using my non-toxic Fray Stop glue. This is my favorite glue. And it supposedly it dries invisible. Testing it on this here. And it's good. Let me see if you can see it on the other side. No. Okay, good. And it's good to let this get tacky, dry a little bit before you press it up against it. Okay. So I'm gluing it all on the underside, not on the lace. That part I'll just reinforce with invisible string. I'm trying to do as much as I can because once you lay it down, it's hard to relift and get other parts. So I want to do as much as I can over here. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Okay. Okay, I think we put it on it all. Yeah? Okay. Get any residue off over here. Oh, okay, a little bit of the white glue is coming through, but not a lot. Did I put glue on that? No, I didn't put glue on this. I wanted everything to lay down nicely. Okay. Okay, some did come through. Glue, but it's supposed to dry clear. That's the first thing it says is dries clear. I am hoping that will be us. I'm just gonna bend it over. Let that dry. Yeah, I'm happy doing both glue and invisible thread. Yeah, because it lays flat, you know. Sometimes when you do too much of the threading, it's okay. Yeah. So now we're gonna do the rest of this and come back when we stitch it up. All right, and we are back. You know what? And I wanted to say too that this competition, don't think I've only been trained in making um, hats since August when I went to FIT. It hasn't even been a year yet. So I say that to say I'm a newbie, I'm a beginner in every way. This competition is for all levels. So don't think you have to be an experienced milliner for years or have a business, anything. You just have to have the passion and the golden hands. All right. So there are two reasons why it's good to do both. You know, the adhesive keeps it in place so that, you know, I mean, pins can keep it in place too, but I like that this holds it down flat. And anything that has buckled, you see, this wouldn't lay flat, but with my needle and thread, I can lay that flat there. It's just the way everything laid, this puckered, it couldn't lay down flat with just adhesive. Can you see that buckle there? So we're gonna lay that piece down. Yeah. So let's go in and reinforce everything. And honestly, I could, well, no, I'm gonna be thorough. I'm gonna reinforce. I don't know. Maybe I'll just reinforce this buckle, right? Like if I don't have to put more holes in what I've done, I'm good with that. So let me just come through here. And by the way, my lining is gonna hide everything. Can y'all see me? Can y'all see me? I know y'all can see that crazy table behind me. I don't know. I always try to keep my surfaces clear And for some reason, it just, especially when you do arts and crafts, I try to keep everything to one table. How is that working for you? There's a surface. I'm using it. Okay. I think we're getting it. Yeah. You could also use black thread. Because let me tell you something about invisible thread. It's wiry and it tangles very easily. I mean, I like working with it because it's invisible and you can't see it. But to get it to act the way you want it to, sometimes it's just like, no, we don't want to do that. And I double threaded it. Yeah. Invisible tape is just, it's like gray hair. It's just wild and wiry. Oh my goodness. Okay. Okay. I think we got it. You see that piece there? I think we got it. I don't think I have to do any more, do I? Let me keep going just in case. Oh, oh, oh. Okay. Yeah, okay. This side, yeah, I'll lay that down a little more too. So I'm just gonna go on here over here. Get this side to lay down really good. Well, I did it, y'all. I don't know if I mentioned or not, because that I was going to be doing background vocals for a local band. They play in the city. It's just been one of my bucket lists. One of the questions that I always ask, that I've asked in the past. I don't always ask my clients this, but just for fun, I'll be like, if you could sing backup for any band, who would it be? Who would it be? Who would you sing backup for? Have you ever thought of this before? I would think it would be fun to sing background vocals for Bruno Mars. Even though, if you notice, he always keeps men. He doesn't have any females in his band. Maybe it'd be too tempting to have me sing background for Bruno. But I'm putting it out there. Bruno, I could curl your hair, cut your hair, my hairstylist, and I could make you a fedora for 24 karat magic in the air, okay? I saw you with those fedoras on in that video. I think you had on a pink suit too, didn't you? Somebody had on a pink suit in that video. So you get a singer, a hat designer, and a hairstylist. Hello, 3 checks coming my way. Why not? Anyway, yeah, I think we got it down, guys. Okay, there's a little bubble here. Just gonna get that. And then I see something in the front I can get too. Just trying to get to be perfect. That's it. I'm just trying to be perfect. Okay. Yep. Now I'm gonna come here. Just all over the place because I see something in the front now that's buckling a little bit. We're gonna get it all. We're gonna make Miss Blunt, Mildred Blunt, proud. Let's see. Now, you know, my sister, hey Winnie, hey Pooh Bear, she had told me, and I haven't done it yet, baby, but she said, Rita, you gotta watch Funny Lady with Barbara Streisand. She said, there's so many great hats in that movie. So I'm still going to watch it. I mean, I've seen it before, it's been years, but I never watched it with the intent of just watching the hats, you know? So we'll look at it differently now. Okay, I don't think we have any more buckles here. Yeah, I think it's safe to close this bad boy up. Yeah. Okay. Um, okay, so I was trying to think what movie or um I would like to work on a set doing hats. That would be great. But I don't think. Oh, that would be under costume design, right? They get Oscar awards. I think it's the hairstylists that don't get Oscar awards. I'll never forget Ted Gibson. You may have heard his name. He has a product line. I think it's called Starring. He moved out to California. And he was also trying to petition and get a new category included for Oscars. So, in other words, they don't recognize hairstylists in Oscars. They recognize, costume design. I believe even makeup. I believe. Oh no, maybe not even makeup. Nope. I'm mixing that up with special effects. So he was trying to get it included. Have hair and makeup have their own award, which he's right. I mean, the hair is almost a part of the costume. I think it should be an ensemble that wins if it's not just a single person that wins. I think under costume design because right our hair is like our crown, so why isn't that a part of the Oscars? But he didn't get it. I know he was fighting for a long time, petitioning a long time to be included in that. But and I think it's fitting that he came out with a line called Starring. All right, so now what we're gonna do, I blocked this veil. You may be saying, why you need to block a veil? Because it was wrinkled and it didn't have form. So the veil block, is pretty wide. It just gives it form for you. So I steamed it, sprayed some stiffening spray on it, and then I used a blow dryer to dry the stiffener. Okay, so in that picture, she only had the veil like behind on the back part. So I'm gonna, I guess, pin this. I guess that's why black on black, right? You wouldn't really see all of this. Because this is so pretty, I don't want to take away. We're just going to sew the veil like underneath the rim here, because I don't want to take away from the applique that's on the top. Oh, right, it just didn't even start there. Let's see. There we go. I'm gonna push it right in. There we go. Okay. And then follow that down. Oh, we're gonna have to cut. Oh, let me see. Fold it first. How much is that I folded? It's about finger more. Okay. Whenever I cut anything, I get nervous. I don't know about y'all, but I'm like, oh goodness. Don't let me cut too little. When you cut too much, it's okay, because you can always cut more. But when you cut too little, you can't add on. I mean, technically you can, but it's just so much more work. Okay. There we go. I think I can cut a little more, actually. Okay. This should be it. I don't think I should have to cut any more. There we go. There we go. There I go, there I go, there I go. Okay. Yeah. I think we got it. Let's see. Yeah, because it was really okay. So now that we've kind of sectioned, was I over here the whole time? Oh Lord. Okay. So I'm so sorry. What I did was I just fit the veil around the hat, just making sure these are aligned because the veil really wasn't in the way. It was really kind of on the tail part of the hat. So now we're going to use invisible stitching. I didn't want to put the veil on top here because I didn't want you to have to see the netting. Um, just keeping the netting to underneath the fold of the top of the hat. Okay, we're going to do that and then come back. And we're back. So I finished putting on the net. And what I did was to make it look like, you see how it almost looks like you can't see any stitching. The invisible thread is amazing. So what I did was I put the stitch through the little squares as I went to hold it. Putting it through the diamonds or the diamante wouldn't be enough, it would buckle too much, but putting it on those little tiny squares would help to, keep it more flatter against the head. Over here I had extra material, didn't feel like cutting anymore. I think it's fine. What do y'all think? Do you think it's okay? I mean, it's a little asymmetrical. This one is kind of a little bit forward. That one's a little backward. Let me see here. I could have came out further, couldn't I? Yeah, it's an asymmetrical hat. I am really not going to put too much into this. I'm not going to undo anything. That's why I like asymmetrical because you can say, hey, everything on this hat is asymmetrical, okay? The way the flower is, the way the hat is formed. So we're just gonna follow with the veil being asymmetrical. So I have some glitter pipe cleaners to go with the applique on top of the hat. I just got it through Amazon. And let me see. Those chenille dots look pretty big, didn't they? I'm just gonna cut a few this size and we'll see how big it looks. Let's see. I'm putting it through the two diamonds here. And then we just kind of roll it up into a ball, I guess. Let's see how big it will get. I'm not going to make it too tight where I can't undo it if I don't want to. I mean, I think a lot of these at this length, let's see, let me make it a little bit I guess double the size, do I? Huh, this is gonna be kind of long. If I double the size, that's probably the whole thing. Let's see. Let's see. So the blind man to the deaf woman. Okay. There's a lot to wind up. Yeah, I think that's way too big. So I'm going to keep it at the length I have it. And we're just going to keep cutting that length. I guess with the one pipe cleaner, if you just cut it into 4 equal pieces, then you'll get the same size that I have. So when you're doing the chenille dots out of the pipe cleaner, you want to make sure to tuck it's a little wire on the inside. You want to make sure it's tucked in when you roll, because you don't want that to have to scrape against your neck or your face when you're wearing the veil. That would be very uncomfortable. And then when you close it, you also want to make sure there's just no wire sticking out. Okay. Let's see. I'll have to do a lot of these. And I'm going to take my time in doing so. Yeah, and then we're going to put it on our mannequin head. And that's it, guys. That's really it. I'm going to show you the final look once I'm done. You know what? The thing with making it too big, you almost see the wire. You know what I mean? And I don't really want to see the wire. So I think I'm just going to go with smaller. And I wonder if it's because I tucked it in so good, you just can't snatch it out, or else you'll rip your... I'm going to start over with a new pipe cleaner. Yeah, I think that's also just too big, unless I do dashes, you know, the dash instead of the circles, but I don't know. I don't know if this calls for dashes. Let me see. I think okay. You know how you have the dashes instead of the circle, you just have the dashes all the way around. Yeah, I think that's more mod. I'm gonna stick with the circles. I'm gonna start over with a new pipe cleaner. And we're gonna have a different size. Ay! Okay, and then we'll come back and see how we did. We're back, guys. Here she is in all her glory. I'm happy with her. She sparkles. She's fabulous. Yeah, I like her. I just might add one more staggered row of chenille dots. Yeah, just at the very bottom. I don't think I need to come up higher with the chenille dots. But what do you think? You think she'll win the competition? I hope she does. And I hope doing Miss Mildred Blunt and Miss Betty Davis proud. I wonder if Miss Betty Davis would wear this. All right, guys, have fun. And if you're a milliner, I don't care what level you're on, join the competition with me. It's all in great fun. And it gives you an activity to aspire to. And I can't wait to see all the other entries because there's just so many great um, established and up and coming um, milliners out there, you know? So we all get inspiration from each other. That's one reason why I love Pinterest and seeing people's pin boards, either from the designers themselves or people who are just hat lovers. I just love, I mean, the design and artistry in hats is endless. Endless. You know, and if you're getting into this, join Pinterest, join those pin boards, um, follow other hat designers, get hat magazines. They will all inspire you. You'll find your own way, you'll find your own design because the number one cardinal rule, I shouldn't say number one, but one of the top 10 commandment rules of designing, you never ever want to, um, you know, do the exact design of another designer. Exactly. You want to add your spin to it and make it your own. Yeah. All right, guys. Have a great one. Thanks for joining me this week.